On March 24, 2023, officers in Florida responded to a Walmart after loss prevention uncovered an employee running a systematic refund fraud scheme totaling over $5,000 across a 2-month period. The employee exploited his access to the point-of-sale system at the customer service desk, processing unauthorized refunds using retained or abandoned receipts, and directing the funds to his own debit card. Under Florida Statute Section 812.014, theft is defined as knowingly obtaining or using the property of another with intent to deprive the owner of a right to that property or to appropriate it for personal use. With documented losses exceeding $750, this offense qualifies as grand theft in the third degree, a felony of the third degree punishable by up to 5 years in state prison and a $5,000 fine. The systematic nature of this scheme also implicates Florida Statute Section 817.034, the Florida Communications Fraud Act. This statute defines a scheme to defraud as a systematic, ongoing course of conduct with intent to obtain property through false or fraudulent pretenses. The suspect's repeated pattern of processing fraudulent refunds from mid-January through late March, destroying receipts and return slips after each transaction squarely meets that statutory definition. Turning to constitutional compliance, the officer delivered a complete Miranda advisement before initiating custodial interrogation, consistent with the requirements established in Miranda v. Arizona, 1966. When the suspect later declined to answer further questions, the officer immediately ceased all interrogation. Under Berghuis v. Thompkins, 2010, a suspect must unambiguously invoke the right to silence. The suspect's refusal was clear, and the officer's response was appropriate. The search incident to arrest was conducted properly. The officer asked about dangerous items before beginning, and the suspect voluntarily disclosed uncapped insulin needles in his pocket. This disclosure allowed the officer to proceed safely, a textbook example of pre-search communication reducing risk for both parties. The officer also addressed a critical duty of care issue. The suspect disclosed a diabetes condition and expressed concern about receiving medication in custody. The officer documented the medical information and committed to briefing jail medical staff consistent with established transport protocols for individuals with medical conditions. Loss prevention presented a comprehensive evidence package, a transaction spreadsheet tracing each fraudulent refund by date, amount, register number, and refund method, supported by surveillance footage capturing the suspect in the act. One notable moment in the surveillance review: the suspect was recorded aborting a fraudulent transaction mid-process after noticing a loss prevention associate approaching. This attempt and abort sequence constitutes direct evidence of consciousness, of guilt awareness that his actions were unauthorized.
The Constitution was present at this scene. The question is who understood it.
The responding officer receives an A-. Miranda compliance was textbook. The invocation of silence was respected without pushback. The search was safe and methodical. Medical needs were proactively addressed. Transport conditions were verified. The only deduction: the officer appeared to rely entirely on loss prevention's calculations without conducting any independent verification of the total theft amount. While common practice, best procedure would include at least a cursory review of the supporting evidence before executing a felony arrest. The suspect receives a D. The underlying offense, a deliberate 2-month scheme exploiting employer trust to steal over $5,000, is a serious felony. The premeditation, repeated execution, and active concealment through evidence destruction are significant aggravating factors. However, his conduct during the arrest warrants credit. Full cooperation, no resistance, voluntary safety disclosures, and immediate acceptance of responsibility. His statement that he was angry at himself rather than at anyone else reflects genuine accountability, which is uncommon in these situations. Walmart's loss prevention team receives an A. The investigation was thorough, well-documented, and professionally presented. The only deduction: the scheme operated for over 2 months before detection, suggesting room to strengthen automated refund monitoring. The case resulted in a 5-year probation sentence, consistent with Florida sentencing guidelines for a first-time nonviolent third-degree felony. The suspect's cooperation, admission of guilt, and demonstrated remorse likely contributed to the court's decision to impose probation rather than incarceration. For law enforcement officers, this encounter demonstrates how professionalism and empathy during a nonviolent arrest produce the best outcomes. A complete Miranda delivery, respect for constitutional rights, attention to medical needs, and basic human courtesy. These are not optional extras. They are the standard. For employees, the lesson is simple. Internal access codes and system privileges are not opportunities, they are responsibilities. Surveillance technology and transaction auditing will eventually catch what people try to hide. The consequences are permanent. For businesses, routine automated monitoring of refund patterns flagging unusual frequency, self-directed refunds, or transactions without corresponding customer activity can reduce detection time from months to days. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on police court interactions.